Okay, forgive the fan noise. I'm trying to shield the microphone from it. It is still a bajillion degrees at 10 o'clock at night. So this comment was about a video where I was responding to somebody who said, "Oh, you're an anti-capitalist," and had mentioned me being a minimalist. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not actually a minimalist at all. My aesthetic is kind of maximalism. Not kinda. It's a lot maximalism." Just flip the camera around. I have stuff on every wall, everywhere. I like things to feel very cozy, and I don't like empty walls. But I was saying, also, having gone through a significant portion of my adult life where we really struggled financially, we were quite poor, that I have never had the luxury of being a minimalist. And also, I grew up in a house where my family were solidly middle class, but my mother grew up poor, and she had a lot of tendencies to, I don't want to say hoard. She was extremely frugal, extremely thrifty, and didn't let anything go to waste. That was really instilled in me to conserve resources, right? You wash your aluminum foil and you reuse it. You wash out your Ziploc bags and you reuse them. You save glass jars. You don't recycle them. You store things in them. So in that video, I'm like, I'm not actually a minimalist. I'm quite a bit of a pack rat. Portia left this comment early on in the video mentioning being poor means that you become a maximalist. That's so real. Minimalism induces a rage I can't explain. I'm also aesthetically and ethically opposed to it. Yeah, I think for me, minimalism gives me a tremendous amount of anxiety. And it also frustrates me as an aesthetic, as a way of life. Minimalism reeks of privilege to me. That's why I always kind of hated the Marie Kondo trend. It always seemed very bougie and very classist and judgy to be like, oh, the preferable state of your home is uncluttered. Minimalism, lots of empty space, few possessions. Like, why is that something that is considered morally better or more refined? When you own less stuff, what it means is that you have the privilege of being able to afford to buy things at whatever the market is demanding is the going rate on any given day. It means if something breaks or you need something spur of the moment, you can pay whatever price that item is that day and not worry about it. A lot of us have to buy things when they're on sale. When my kids were little, I would buy clothes for them at the thrift store. I would wait until they were on sale at the thrift store. One color tag would be $1 every week. And I would buy ahead. Oh, my daughter is not this shoe size yet, but come fall she will be, or in a year she will be. And this is a really good price right now. So I would have storage tubs in the basement where I would have clothing that my kids would wear in the future. And I would have to buy it when it was on sale because I could never afford to get it at full price. Even the thrift store price, I would have to get it when it was on sale. And the same thing, I would buy food in bulk because it would be far cheaper per ounce or per pound. I still do that, buy the 25-pound bag of pinto beans at Winco because it's significantly cheaper per pound. But then I have glass jars of pinto beans under my breakfast nook table because I don't have anywhere else to keep them. Oh, I can only afford to buy canned tuna when it's on sale. So when it goes on sale, I am going to buy enough cans to get me to the next time there is a sale. When my husband and I were first married, I used the Tightwad Gazette tip of taking a notebook with me to the grocery store. This is how broke we were. Whatever. I still think it's sensible to do it now. I just do it on my phone and in my head. But when we were first married, I had a little pencil and paper that I would take with me. A small spiral bound notebook. It was probably 3 by 5. And I would write the date that staples would go on sale. This is one of the best tips in the Tightwad Gazette. I know I'm dating myself by proclaiming my love for the Tightwad Gazette. I like just about everything in there. Not their homemade baby formula. Don't do that. Don't make homemade baby formula. So you would write down every time something that you really utilized that was a staple in your kitchen would go on sale. And after 2 or 3 or 4 sale cycles, you would get the idea, oh, cans of tuna, they go on sale every 6 weeks. Oh, ketchup, it goes on sale every 4 weeks. There would be a pattern to it. And then I could pretty well predict I need to buy so many cans of tuna to get me to the next sale. Our grocery budget was $25 a month when we first got married. $25 a month. We ate a lot of beans. We still eat a ton of beans and a ton of lentils. But being able to practice minimalism is a sign of your status. It's a sign of your financial security. I've always really resented people who think it looks cleaner. We could talk about defining certain looks as clean is white supremacy. It's definitely classism. being able to have a home that is large enough that you can have empty space, being able to purchase things no matter how high the immediate asking price is, not having to purchase things when they are on sale and save for later. That to me is what I find is gross about minimalism. It's, to me, the thing that reeks of classism and privilege in a way that, like, I'm not comfortable with it. Speaking of not comfortable with it, also I can't bring myself to live that way. I can't bring myself to waste money in that way. And I also have a significant amount of anxiety when it comes to not purchasing something when it's on a really good sale and I know I'm going to need it in the future. I think that I might need it in the future. And I also will limp things along that are really busted for a really long time, waiting for a sale, waiting for it to seem to make financial sense. Or in the past, it would have been like I literally could not have afforded this thing until it was on a super deep clearance. And so I would just limp something along that was broken, or I would do without. I talked about this last year. We went for over a year with our sofa having a very badly broken leg, and we just had it up on wooden blocks because I was not going to buy a new sofa. That was a sofa I got used on Craigslist. I've never bought new furniture in my entire life. We always buy used. But I will just have something that looks shabby and worn out, something that's broken and is duct taped back together until the replacement is something that I can afford, something that's on sale, that works within my budget, that is a price that I think is reasonable. I think even though I grew up middle class, right? I've said before, my dad was a doctor in the Air Force. We weren't poor. We were very comfortably middle class. We didn't live that way. My mother was extremely frugal and instilled that frugality in me, that you don't waste anything. You don't spend frivolously. You're not extravagant with your purchases because you never know. You never know when things could become very dire very quickly. And I realized that my mom was shaped by her childhood. And then for myself as an adult, for a long time, right? Probably the first 15 years we were married, we struggled very, very hard. And that shapes you. That shapes the way that you think about resources. I know that some of that trauma can make people prone to squirreling away more than they need. For me, I think I still have a pretty good balance. I don't really like clutter, but I also have a very small, very cluttered house with a lot of people in it. But I am constantly fighting that urge to be like, I need this thing and I can't get rid of it because what if in the future I can't afford it? What if this will be something that I need or something that is useful in the future or something that my neighbor might need, right? That's one of the things that I love about having things around. There was a while back, somebody posted on Buy Nothing. It was like, I need old keys for an art project. And I was like, I have a jar of old keys. And someone else was like, I'm looking for railroad ties. And I was like, I got railroad ties in my shed. Okay, this video got away from me a little bit, but I appreciate this comment and I completely agree. I think minimalism is a status symbol for the privileged, and I will never ever judge somebody for having a cluttered house, collecting things in advance. I think it's very much human nature. I think it's a way to actually really be more frugal and responsible with your resources. And if you're doing it because of trauma and insecurity in your past, zero judgment for me. Totally understand. I'm right there with you.